Hello and welcome back to the Cryptic Twist. I'm your host Alex Jones, and today we're going to be looking at a cryptic crossword from the Lovatt's website for 26th of May. Let's get started. Okay, so Lovatt's is a very beginner-friendly site. It's got generally a good spread of different sorts of clue. It's a really good place to start, but it's also a good place to try and move on from once you've got a grasp of the basics. So, cryptic clues about dynamic duos' initial embraces. I'm not seeing what that one can be. Let's move on. Editor joined us after ex-Commons leader was pardoned. Excused? Yeah, I think that's what it is. But, oof, that's quite the charade. Okay, on saying that Lovatt's is an easier one. Had two that weren't obviously write-ins when we started. Okay, so with every cryptic crossword clue, we're going to have a straight definition that you'd find in a normal crossword. There's then almost certainly going to be a second clue as well. That might be a second definition, that might be wordplay. In this case, we've got what's called a charade. It's different elements that are being put together as part of the wordplay. So our definition here is pardoned, and we're going to use the word excused. We're going to get that because we're going to get ed, which is short for editor, joining us after ex-Commons leader. X is just the letters X, E and X, as said there, and Commons leader is going to be the leading letter of Commons. So C, that gives us pardoned. And one reason why Lovatt's is an easier one to start off with is it does give you immediate feedback as soon as you get that clue in there and it is correct. It's also impossible for me to adjust anything on this clue now. Let's go use the crossing letters that we've got here and see what we've got. In between, dear Sarah is charming. Okay. So the tricky bit here is the phrase in between feels like a very natural phrase, but we're going to split that into two bits. So in is our wordplay indicator. It's telling us this is going to be a hidden clue. In the phrase between dear Sarah, we're going to have a 7-letter string of letters that are in there, just as they are. And here we've started with an E, so we can either start with this E, or this E. Our answer is going to start on this E. We're going to get E-N from from between, D-E-I-R from dear, and S from Sarah. And that gives endears, which does mean charming. Persuade, commanding officer with a kiss. Okay, so this is going to be another charade. We've got commanding officer here, which can often be abbreviated to CO. We're starting with a C, so that feels like that's going to be reasonable. Also, we've taken two of the bigger words here. We've shortened those down to 2 letters. We've still got three more words to play with, and only 2 more letters to go. So on the basis that commanding officer is likely wordplay, it's probable that persuade is going to be the definition. The definition is usually at the start or the end of the clue. And then we're going to have CO with a kiss. So the A is just A, and a kiss. If you're writing a letter, a kiss can be an X at the end of it. So XOX, kiss, hug, kiss, coax. Slumbering bedfellow is happy just to hand over the money. I mean, silent partner feels somewhat reasonable in terms of the wordplay, but it doesn't fit our 8 letters and 7 letters combination. Partner does, and a partner and a bedfellow feel like they could be synonymous. So I'm going to put that in for now, but we'll recall that it's not. Sleeping partner? No. Yeah, maybe it is sleeping partner. Like, avoided using the word sleeping. They've used slumbering instead. If a weird word is used, often there's a case of, can you think of the word that they are, trying to bring in? It's the right number of letters as well. I think silent partner is the phrase I'm more used to seeing, but it wouldn't surprise me if sleeping partner was correct. And it is. Excellent. Hopes of French rise around beginning of September. I wonder if this could be dreams. Hopes feels like it's synonymous with dreams. So of French, the French word for of, I think, is de, D-E. Charles de Gaulle, for example, or similar. Rise. Oh, it's not dreams then, is it? Desires. So rise around, we're going to anagram rise, getting sire, and then beginning of September, again, it's going to be the first letter of the word September, another S. That feels good. I've got some good crossing letters in this corner now, but we've only got one that comes down to another place. Her sins sorted out in places of worship. So it feels like it's going to be an anagram. Sorted out very much feels like it's telling us to sort some letters. Her sins is 7 letters long, so let's go with shrines there. We've got a crossing letter here now that might be useful. Are you fit to be carrying pineapples and melons? Okay, so are you fit to be carrying is our wordplay. So are you homonyms, homophones for the letters R and U, and we're going to have the word fit that is carrying those. So it's carrying it, it's going to hold them inside. That gives us fruit, and pineapples and melons are both examples of fruit, so that looks okay. Small smoked fish for captain. I think this is going to be, so a smoked fish could be a kipper, and small, medium and large has an obvious abbreviation to a single letter, S. Small S is small, M is medium, L is large. We know that from clothing. We've got a kipper as our smoked fish, and that will give us captain, skipper. Just look skipper up, but I'm sure that is going to be fine. Yeah, the captain or master of the ship. Perfect. What else we got then? Strips of liver on board. Okay, on board is a cryptic crossword shorthand for starts and ends with an S. So a boat, the name of a boat can often be the SS something or other, and if you're on board the boat, then you're going to be inside the boat. So on board, inside SS is what we're going with there. I think we're just going to use liver as is, and that's going to give us slivers, which does mean strips. Let's go with this one here. Cow has right to show off. So I think that is, we're taking the word cow as is, and we're going to put the word right, or a synonym for right, inside of it. I say synonym, actually it's an abbreviation. So left and right can be shortened to L and R pretty easily. Benefits from communists holding war. So one, we've got two words here that we should look at. We've got from and we've got holding. One of those I think is a linking word, and one of those is very positional. The word from sometimes might be indicating a hidden. Here I think it's just saying this is your definition and it's the same as this piece of wordplay. It's just linking the two bits together. So I think our wordplay is going to be communists holding war. The word war is 1, quite short, and 2 has a W in it. We've already got a W, so I'm going to assume that the word war is just war. Communists will be holding that, so inside the word communists, or a synonym thereof, will have war. From, I want to say like 1950s America, communists can be Reds. Just make sure we have the plural in there. And a reward is a benefit. So our clue, our definition of benefits will give us the rewards. Whoop. South Africa is far place for hunting trips. South Africa is far. So I can't quite work out if this is a charade or if this is an anagram. So we've got SA, meaning South Africa. We've got far, which is there, and we've got is, which is not in the right order. So are we placing far inside South Africa is, or is this an anagram? Are we placing the letters from SAISFAR? I'm not sure which one of those we're doing, but we're getting safaris, which is another name for hunting trips. Spat it out very loudly. So very loudly comes at the end of our clue. We've got an F here. So I'm immediately going to think loudly in music notation is F for forte, I think. If it's very loud, fortissimo, I want to say, then that's shown in music notation as FF. So this says very loudly. I'm thinking we do that. There is another school of thought here, which you, not so much school of thought, there's another line of thought we could go down, which says we've got the word loudly there. Is that going to be a homophone indicator? Are we looking for, and if that's at the end, our definitions are likely at the beginning, are we looking for something that that sounds like it out very or out very to give our word for spat? Actually, I think what we're going to do, we've got FF for very loudly, and then it out, we're going to take it, we're going to anagram it. There's only one other way you can have the word it, so we're going to go T and then I. That gives us tiff, which I think is a spat. Some sort of small fight, I think we're going to describe this as. Spat. Spat. A tiff or dispute. A quarrel. Okay, that's all fine. We're doing really well in this half, actually. We need to get some of these crossing clues to get over into the other half in a second. Urge to put on rider's boot. So this one here, why don't you just take a second to work out, we've said in this that the definition is usually at the start or the end. Why don't you take a second just to work out which side you think the definition is? Is it going to be urge or urge to put or urge to put on? Or is it going to be rider's boot or just the word boot or put on rider's boot? Which one do you think? Yes, there is no wrong answer here. It's a trick question, and the definition is both the front and the back of the clue. So if you urge someone to do something, you're going to spur them on, and the item that is put on a rider's boot, a horse rider, is a spur. I'm watching Yellowstone, or rather 1883, the Yellowstone prequel at the moment, and all of the people who ride horses in that have spurs, so sharp bits of metal, often in sort of a cog formation that they'll use to dig into the horse's side to spur them on. Spur, verb, to prick a horse with the spur. Spur, a device for pricking the side of a horse. Yeah, and it goes on the boot. I don't really want to do these long ones. If we've got the opportunity for some crossing letters, I'm going to try and take them. Get naked for massage. Oh, I'm not sure on that one. I might come back when we've got another letter. We've only got one more crossing letter though, so there's not much more information we'll be able to get. In the midst, that feels to me like that could be positional, of hoopla, eye transform, hairstyle. Yes, so in the midst of, I think, is telling us that we're looking for, positional wasn't quite the right word, we're looking for a hidden. So inside hoopla, eye transform, and if we've got 3 words, looking at the bit that joins, that spans all 3, is a good place to start. Then we can get plait, which is a hairstyle. Chooses cell X, I hear. Okay, so in this case, we've got a reference to hearing something, and this one is going to be a homophone indicator. So we're going to take part of this clue and find a word that means the other part but sounds like it. So in this case, we've got cell X. We're going to type in a word that sounds like that. We'll get selects, meaning chooses. Glenn half signs flags. Glenn half signs flags. I mean, I'm given, my initial thought is this is probably flags just because it ends in an S. And if our definition was Glenn, it feels like it shouldn't be plural. It feels like it feels like it will be plural, and Glenn is singular. So I think this will be flags, but how? Glenn half signs. Oh, so I was looking at this because of where the hyphen is, taking half of the word signs, but actually we're going to take half of the word Glenn, I think, the EN, and that'll give us ensigns. Let's just look at that word because that's an unusual one. In my mind, an ensign was a position, an army or maybe navy position. Let's go ensign, actually. I didn't know it was a flag as well, but let's see. Ensign, a badge or symbol, heraldry. Let's have a look. A flag or standard, especially a military or naval one. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, it's a naval officer. Lowest rank of naval officer apparently. 4 letters. Brute in loincloth. Ugly. So we're going to ignore the punctuation here. We're going to look for a word that means brute and is in loincloth ugly. In is indicating a hidden, I think. And we're going to get the TH from the end of loincloth, UG from the start of ugly. That gives us thug, which can mean a brute. Oh, do we go for this long one? Yeah, let's see what we can do. Explicit planner lays out on the job. 7 and then 8. So this here is, I'm not sure. Designer? A designer and a planner feel like they're synonymous. But then what is this bit at the start? An explicit planner lays out on the job. So maybe like a bed designer, a couch designer. I'm not sure. Let's try and get some crossing letters for it. Too much fat, I guess, can lead to exhaustion. Especially once a ship has sailed. So lead to exhaustion could be the lead letter in exhaustion, might be an E, could be this E here, although it might not be. We could be looking at E in the centre, or it might not be that at all. Too much fat. I'm not sure on that one. Rotate the first urn. The first, again, could be the first letter of a T. And then we've got urn, which gives us turn, which can mean rotate. Touching organs. So this, I think, is a cryptic clue. It's a clue that kind of once you understand it, there's nothing else that it could be, which is a weird way to describe it. But a touching organ, I think, is going to be a finger. And as soon as you hear that, you look at the clue and go, oh yeah, of course, it's the organ that touches. There's nothing else that could be. So, I mean, if I spell it right, it can't be anything else. Too much fat. Okay. I don't quite see what's happening here, but I think I can see the answer. So too much fat, I guess. Too much here is indicating a hidden, I think. It's saying we've got too much in this phrase. We need to take some letters out. So we've got F and T, and now the A. I'm also going to put it in from I guess, the I-G-U-E. So that gives us fatigue. Oh, fingers isn't right. Touching organs. Oh, I was so sure on that. Feelers. Ugh. Fingers felt very, very reasonable there. And I think, and it has the same, it fits in everything that we've got there. It made sense with the clue as a cryptic definition. It had the S at the end. We used it to give us the F at the start. So I think it's only when we get these two crossing clues that we could possibly have gone, oh yeah, fingers is not right. In this case, Lovatt was telling us that it wasn't right. But yeah. Foolishly care about parking escapade. So I think that this is going to be care, but we're going to treat it foolishly. We're going to move it around. I think it's an anagram indicator. I'm going to put that about or around parking, which can be denoted by P in terms of car parking. Caper, I think. You might describe an escapade as a caper. Let's look that one up. Here we go. An illicit or ridiculous activity or escapade. Do we also look up escapade? I think we're okay. Oh, we've seen that one already. I've got another long one here. Boxes belonging to sketch artists are great for storing clothes. I mean, I think, so 6 letters, then 2 letters, then 7 letters. Given what we've got here, that feels like it's going to be drawers. And given that, and that we know this is great for storing clothes, I think this is going to be chest of drawers. Oh, sorry, chests of drawers. But why do we think that? Boxes, chests, belonging to sketch artists. Okay, so the word drawers can be pronounced either drawers, draw, to put clothes in, or drawer, someone who draws. I think that's what it's getting at. Yeah. I mean, weirdly, that kind of makes this one a does this make this one a double definition? Maybe. Does it make it wordplay? It's kind of occupying that middle ground a little bit. Crackpot dropped port, then Del rudely laughed. So I'm guessing that we're taking the word port out of crackpot. We've got the P, the O, the R, and the T. So that leaves us with cack, and then we're going to have Del rudely, which I think means we're anagramming it. So we'll get cackled, which does mean laugh or laughed. Lose said to be defeated. Okay, and here, ooh, no, it's got to be. Okay, so here the word said is a homophone indicator. We're taking the first word, lose, and we're finding a word that sounds like that means to be defeated. So it's going to be lose, and there we go. And one of the reasons why Lovatt is an easier cryptic crossword, just to make this point, is a harder cryptic crossword might make you work at what that word, the sound-alike word might be. It might give you a synonym for that. And you've got to find the right word rather than just see it in the sentence. So it's those sorts of ways in which the next kind of step up of cryptic crossword will get a bit more difficult. But these Lovatt's ones will introduce you to all of the component pieces. They're just maybe going to not layer them together a little bit. Okay. Stop living with difficult stick in the mud. I mean, stop living feels like it's going to be die. Saying it's difficult, it's hard, and a stick in the mud might be a die hard. Okie dokie. We done this long one down here yet? Chances to put frock through its paces before opening night. So a frock can be a dress. And opening night makes me think of a play and performances, and what happens before you have your first real performance. And that's going to be the dress rehearsal. Or just rehearsals. I'm just trying to work out, is this a double definition, or is this wordplay? Or is this a cryptic definition? Chances to put frock through its paces before opening night. I think I'd call that a cryptic definition. You could argue that before opening night could be the definition, but chances to put frock through its paces. Yeah, maybe that is two definitions. I'm not too disappointed either way. Delayed in Montreal at Easter. So here I think this is going to be a hidden again. Montreal at Easter. In that we're going to find a word that means delayed. We've got this T here. So I think we've got three options. This is either going to be Aster, A-S-T-E, or it could be Ontr, O-N-T-R, or it could be late, L-A-T-E. Went weak at the knees, soon wed in a whirl. So I'm imagining here that soon wed, we're going to have that in a whirl, we're going to anagram it. That means went weak at the knees. Swooned. Cryptic clues. about dynamic duos initial embraces. Cuddles? Yeah, so clues. See. Oh, how does this work? So it's an anagram of clues with cuddle with double D in the middle, dynamic duos initial. So I think cryptic here is suggesting that it's an anagram and that it's around that, and then embraces is the definition, but it's, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's reasonable. Get naked for a massage. So given that we've got the N and an A, I think this is going to be a anagram. And from naked we can get need. But I'm only seeing that now because of the letters. I don't think that either the words get or for are really good at anagram indicators. And this is going to be graphic, isn't it? So this is explicit, it's graphic. So a graphic designer is someone who lays out, they place things on a page, they lay out on the job. That should be it. Excellent, okay. So yeah, we got there, wasn't too bad, but yeah, I think it does all the things that I think that Lovatt's crosswords do. It does all of the things. They're all fairly straightforward. It's very gettable. When you go on to a slightly harder cryptic crossword, then where you have, oh, can I go back to look at it? I can't. Where you have lose, for example, you've got the word there that is your sound alike. In another crossword, you're going to have to work to get that word and then translate that over. But yeah, I think that went okay. Okay. If you enjoyed what you see, do like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with another cryptic crossword. Until then, thank you very much.